Hey, Sarge, everybody don't always want to talk about motorcycling. Everybody don't want to always talk about riding. I know. That's why we have the cooking channel. I was asked the other day, hey, Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty. I know. Sarge, is motorcycling the only thing you talk about? Is motorcycling the only thing you care about? Nope. I care about the Jacksonville Jaguars, too.
Hey, man, it's Monday morning. Get your behind up. Get to work, man. Those motorcycle parts ain't cheap. Hey, we on the Iron Elite podcast show, man. We finna get down I-10 to the end, the post-interview, man. So let everybody know that we're on. Share it with a friend. We're getting ready to go. Hey, good morning, everybody, man. Welcome to the Iron Elite podcast show, where we talk about motorcycling, man. Motorcycling, and more motorcycling, you dig? Hey, it's the I-10 end-to-end post-interview. This morning with my main man, Pocket Change. So we bringing Pocket Change on right now, man. Top of the morning to Pocket Change. Let's do this real quick. Hey, we're going to talk about my brother's epic ride coast to coast, man. He came from Savannah, Georgia to Jacksonville, Florida, across that disrespectful I-10 to Santa Monica Pier. Then he had to go back to the crib, man. So it was miles on miles on miles. So let's do this real quick this morning, man. Good morning, fam. How you feeling, man? How's everything?
Good. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, that's what's up, my brother. Hey, so Pocket Change, that's what we call him. Hey, so if you don't mind, brother, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who's Pocket Change, man?
Hey, Pocket Change is a.k.a. Keith Morris from Virginia, the Eastern Shore of Virginia, Chesapeake Bay Area. Military guy, 15 years in the United States Army, wound up at Fort Stewart, Georgia. I live in Hinesville, not Savannah. But, Savannah is larger, so we say Savannah.
Okay. And, so it's kind of like Richmond Hill? Are you like Richmond Hill there?
Richmond
okay,
Hill.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm the founder of the Trendsetter Motorcycle Club. Back in 1999, we started that. And I'm retired from the club now.
All right, my guy. But he ain't retired from riding motorcycles. I can tell you that now.
No. Get ready to go again this weekend.
Hey, oh boy. Hey, you can't sit a motorcycle rider down, man. I'm just sorry. Hey, now I'm gonna just say this before we start off, because Sarge got them jokes. I gotta get them jokes out. Hey, man, I'm just gonna say, if you one of them motorcycle riders that don't leave 295, this podcast gonna be very boring for you. I'm just saying. Hey, for you, what are you catch? You don't want to get off the 16 up there around Savannah area? If you don't want to get off I-16, man, you're gonna be real bored today. But if you're a motorcycle rider, man, who are serious about riding, being free, seeing the country, and experiencing things that you can't experience from your hometown, man, this is a podcast for you. So again, man, I appreciate everybody for being on with us this morning. I know you got things to do. I know some of you are sneaking in, listening, and watching from work. It's all good, man. Don't get yourself fired, but keep listening. And also, I'm just going to let you guys know this morning for all my Facebook friends, we're only going to be on this podcast for about 15, 25 minutes at the most. Then we're going to be moving everything over to YouTube. Don't sweat it. I'm going to put the YouTube channel on the bottom ticker. So we'll have you taken care of. Give me 1 second here, and we'll throw that up for you real fast. Booyah. So now what's up is Sarge, Life and Motorcycling. So when we get ready to kill the Facebook live stream, we'll be over to YouTube. So with that being said, man, Pocket Change, how do you feel, man? You're back home. You got back into the groove of things. How's everything going for you?
Everything going pretty good.
Okay, my brother. So let's refresh our memory, man. Let's go back. Let's take a walk through memory lane. So you got back home on what date?
Tuesday of last week.
Tuesday of last week. So you helped me and you both got home about the same day, didn't we?
Right.
That's what's up. So I think I'm a recover. I'm fully recovered now. What about you? You fully recovered now?
Yeah, well, somewhat. Yeah.
Okay, we gonna get it there, man. I got my coffee this morning, so that's gonna help me out and help me get moving. So Pocket Change, let's tee this thing up, man. So the way I see it, you rode over 5,000 miles.
5,534 miles to be exact.
Hey, get it right. Get it right. So y'all hear, hey, every mile count, man. He ain't playing. You ain't shorting them not one damn mile. You feel me?
That's right.
So you take out, let's talk about from the time that you registered for the ride, from the time that you started the ride. How much time in between was that? Was that a month, 2 months, 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
Well, if you recall, Sarge, I had a long time because I was supposed to have done this last year.
Last year, yeah, that's right.
When I called you last year, I was supposed to have done it last year because I didn't know anything about the I-10. I got it from Big Sale. I was watching Big Sale, and I heard him talking about it, and he was talking about contact Big Sarge. So I called Sale. Sale told me, say, hey, call Sarge, and Sarge will give you all the particulars. So that's when I called you last year, and you told me what the deal was.
Right.
Because you remember, I came down to the Iron Elite thing
I remember
February in 22. Hell, I had never even been. I just came to check it out. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Because when you supposed to be riding with a group?
Yeah, it was supposed to be me, my buddy, and 3 of my guys from the club.
Yeah, that's right.
But one of them backed out. 2 of them went. And that's when Thundercat and Manny Fresh stepped in. Yeah, they stepped in for me. I had to back out due to I had to buy a new truck, so I had to regroup. A work truck.
Hey man, a work truck is important.
Yeah.
Hey, because without no work truck to work, there is no motorcycle. I can tell you that now.
Right. So then my buddy Jay Bland can get some over in Birmingham, Alabama.
Bland. Remember Jay Bland?
Right.
Well.
So they done it, and I kept saying, man, I'm gonna get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So me and him had planned to go to Soul Brothers, but then his son joined the Navy, and so he couldn't go because he had to go to graduation. And so I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna stick with that date. And that's what I done. I looked at all of the videos, all the podcasts. Now I've been across country. You know, now I got my experience with Breed. I got a partner in Breed like a brother, Cognac up in Nashville, Florida. So I've been tested by Chief and all them boys and Czar. And them boys drugged me. Them boys drugged me up to Montana, all the way to Seattle, and back down through Cali.
That's what's up.
And then the next year, I took some of my guys from the Trendsetters, and we went over there to Breed's thing. Went out to Punchy's place and all that. So I've been across country before, and I've been 10 to 8, but I never had been to Phoenix all the way through. I've come across 40, 10, 8, 20, but I just never done 10 the whole way.
Well, as a matter of fact, you got my curiosity going now, since you say you caught, all the videos up until going. Let me ask you this, man. It's a loaded question. Were the videos and the interviews, were they helpful to preparing and prepping for your ride?
Yes, they were, because a lot of the things that you talked about, I had never even thought about. A lot of the things that the people were saying, for one, I don't have any heated gear, but I bought some wool socks.
That part.
And those socks helped out by listening to that podcast. And those wool socks, I never once had to put normally I would put my rain boots on for a little protection, but those wool socks, I bought the all-weather jacket where when the rain comes, you don't have to stop and change your gear. It's ready. When the rain gets through, all you do is open the vents up and keep on riding. I bought that whole suit, and I never used the pants. I used the jacket, which I didn't run in much rain. So
Right,
yeah, the
right.
videos were very, very helpful.
Man, that's good to know, man. Outstanding. So for those people who come on and they do their post interviews, their testimonies, for those folks that come on, whether it's Low Key or Reef or Ken Phoenix, with the heated gear, man. Thank you to those guys, because there are people that are listening and following what you got going on, man. So that's a good thing, man. So we appreciate that. So anyway, so Pocket Change, you got a chance to watch your group leave, and you
I was
waved
sick.
to him last
I was sick, man. I was sick.
year. So man, you were like, "Hey man, I'm finna avenge this in 2024, so I'm getting
Man, I
up,
was
I'm
calling
getting on the road."
Thundercat every day.
Hey man, hey, shout out to Thundercat now, man. They in her group were they 4 deep?
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
four
four
deep.
deep. And they got
They
the worst because they
Yeah,
left in
they
the
did.
rain
They
and
took a
they
beat.
stayed in rain for about 2 days.
Yeah, they took a beat, man. They when
Yeah.
we launched it, I remember that well. We launched them that morning, man. It was coming down cats and dogs, and it would not let them loose on that panhandle, man.
See, I was with them
Yeah.
in Georgia when they initially left. I met them that morning, you know, but I couldn't go, but I was out there with them when they left Georgia and it was raining then.
Yeah, it was something else, man. Shout out to them, man. They were a tough crew that went through, and she did a phenomenal job. Her and her group going through, man, keeping safe and just really they understood the mission, man. And I appreciate them. So shout out to them.
Right.
But this is about you, man. This is all your day. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
man.
talk about, man. You took off. You took off. What day did you take out the gate?
Well, my original date I had told you was 2 April, which was Tuesday. But like I heard
Yeah.
someone say on the video a few days ago, Monday, I kept saying, I said, I live so close to Florida. Should I go down and get a room? I should have just leave out at 3 o'clock in the morning and go to Jacksonville.
Heck no,
I said,
man. Get
listen,
pushing.
I
Bump
said,
that
man,
hotel.
I ain't gonna get. I said, I know if I stay home, I ain't gonna get no sleep. I'm like a kid. I'm kind of anxious. I'm ready to go. So I left out Monday evening. I had to fix a doorbell at the house, and I got everything straight. I said, man, I ain't gonna stay home. I'm gone. So I left. That's when I called you and told you I'm leaving today.
Matter of
And
fact,
because I knew you were already gone to
yeah,
Texas.
I was in Texas when you called.
Right,
Yeah, that's right. Because I left Sunday. I left early Monday morning, and then you left Monday night.
right.
Yeah, so
So I
you're a few
left.
hours behind. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
left and I was like, man, I just wanted to get the ball rolling. And I'm glad I did because I didn't want to rush. Because like I
right.
say, I mean, I've been with Bree. And if anybody
Yeah,
ever rode with Bree, you don't
yeah.
get to smell you do not get to smell the roses when you ride with Bree.
That's
So,
what's up.
so
Yeah,
I wanted to smell the roses a little bit this time.
that's
So
what's up.
I had talked to my boy Yak and Jay and all them big shots. And I said, the first day, I'm going to do 1,000 miles. I had 3 goals in mind when I left home. I was doing
Okay.
the coast to coast from Jacksonville Beach to Santa Monica Pier.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do a saddle sore 1,000 mile iron butt challenge. And I was going to do that I-10 to the end. Well, I completed 2 of them. I didn't get the 3.
Well, let's talk about this one. Let's talk about the first day coming out the gate. So you leave Georgia. What time of night did you leave Georgia?
I left home about 3:30, 3 or
About
3:30
3:30 in the
in the
afternoon.
afternoon.
Okay, so let's talk about your first leg. Okay, so you leave Georgia, get down to Jacksonville. I'm assuming a couple hours later. Am I
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that puts us probably what about 5:30, 6 o'clock leaving
5:30.
Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
left Stockton Street right at 5:43.
that's what's happening. So let's talk about the first day coming out the gate. Where did you? Okay, we know where you started. Where did you end, and what happened in between, if you don't mind?
Uh, Started off uh, nice, had a little, even though I consider myself a seasoned rider, had a little jitterbugs, a little butterflies, went on across because I used to work out of Tallahassee, got to Tallahassee, and I made it to Mariana. And when I got to Mariana, I shut it down.
Okay, for those that don't know, Mariana, that's on the other side of Tallahassee.
Tallahassee, right.
Yeah. So
And it's just
okay,
before Milton.
just before Milton. So at this point of the game, you probably got a 8-9 hour day on you. Am I correct?
Right.
Somewhere around there. Okay. And not to mention that the time went back once you got past Tallahassee,
I
getting to
gained an hour.
Galveston County. You
Yeah,
gained an hour. So you might have been riding an hour longer than that.
right.
So I don't blame you at this point. The panhandle's getting a little dark. It getting a little dark. So
Right.
and the deer and the bammy like to run around like crazy back that way. So on that panhandle. So
Yeah.
so any concerns, any traffic issues, any deal part any problems with wildlife going from Jacksonville to Marietta or
Nothing.
Marietta?
No
Nothing at
problem to
all?
Mariana. No
Okay.
problem.
So that's a pretty clean ride. I'm gonna say going through that area. Other than Osceola Forest, and it looked like you were going through Osceola Forest, it was still daylight, so you
Right.
didn't have really any issues there. So we shut it down in Marietta. We get up what time in the morning, and what was our next leg, and what was our goal?
I got up the next morning, and that's when my goal was to do that 1,000 miles. I went over, got my gas, took a picture of my receipt, done everything the iron butts say do, took a picture with the clerk and everything, and I took off to do that 1,000 miles. And
Okay. Okay.
no
So
problem.
okay.
Weather
So
was good.
I'm gonna do some IBA math here. I'm gonna do some IBA math. So going from Marietta to a Thou Wow, we're probably talking. What's the next town west? That's past Bernie. That's past San Antonio. So probably close to what, Ozona? Maybe close
Somewhere
to
around there,
Ozona.
I had to go a little bit past San Antonio
Yeah, you definitely had to go past San Antonio for
because
that one.
Cognac had told me, he said, you need about 14, 15 hours to get 1,000. And
Okay, so in between that Thou Wow that you were riding, hitting Mobile, hitting Baton Rouge, hitting New Orleans, anything in Mississippi, anything that we need to talk about, or was it smooth sailing, or how did it look coming through that way?
uh, Pensacola, Pensacola, they were doing construction on the bridge when I left.
Okay, okay,
They had one lane shut down and traffic was backed up about 5 miles early in the
yeah,
morning. I said, golly.
yeah,
So I went against what you talk about, and I took the trash lane. I looked at the trash lane looked
yeah,
good. I
yeah.
took the
Shout
trash
out to the trash lane.
lane. Hey, Masar, check
Yeah,
it out.
just have a wheel and tire package if you take it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I passed the state trooper. The state trooper was in the right lane in traffic. And I ran past the state trooper in the trash
Oh
lane.
boy. Oh damn.
As soon as I passed him, I
Yeah.
stopped. I
Yeah.
stopped, right? So I sit there. The traffic moved up. He came up beside me. He said, what are you doing? I said, uh, I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. And
Hey,
he said he was said he
you
was
can't
cool
act
about it.
like you know what you do. You can't act like you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
You gotta act like, oh, I ain't know.
he was
Yeah.
pretty cool. He said, nah,
Yeah.
nah. He said, just pull in front of me. He said, I ain't gonna
Right.
give you no ticket or nothing. So he made
Yeah.
me wait. So that helped me up a little while.
Hey, man. Hey. Here's the thing: when they stop you, man, act like you didn't know no better. That was the emergency. You thought that was the emergency motorcycle lane.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up. So I think that bridge, it goes. I want to say that thing is something about, what is that, Santa Rosa County that goes across. It's pretty up in there, in that area also. Coming
Yeah,
across the bridge, it ain't bad at all. And that's the next bridge that takes you over to, as you're coming into Mobile Bay
right.
and riding through Mobile Bay. So any issues going through Mobile Bay and Mobile or anything like that? Any problems?
No issues at all. Went through the tunnel with no. Hey, I went through the tunnel revving my engine, but I couldn't hear nothing.
Man, you on a Goldwing. Stop playing. Hey, shout out to them Goldwings, man. They don't make no noise, but I tell you what, when they come across you on that highway now, they get it going. Hey, don't front on them, man. So, matter of fact, your bike, what were you rocking on? '08 Goldwing?
Yeah, I have two. I have a 13 and I have an 8.
Yeah.
I rode the '08.
You took, man, that thing clean, man. That thing clean. Yeah. I saw you, brother. You was taking names and collecting checks out there, man, on that
Oh, yeah, I
bad
was
boy.
picking up paper, as they say.
Yeah, yes, you were, sir. Hey, man, shout out to my man David Bell. Shout out to Corinthia. All my folks on it. I think Big Shot is on here too, man. So C1's on here, Bolo's on it. Man, all my family's on this bad boy today, man. Pocket Chain's kind of popular, ain't he? Yeah, y'all go wing riders, man. Y'all make me sick. You know my nerves. But so anyway, I digress. So we go through Mobile, things are smooth. So far everything is smooth for you. Don't look like you deal with no weather issues or whatever. Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so going through. Okay, what about New Orleans? Any issues in New Orleans? Anything we need to talk about?
And I breezed through there. I breezed through there with no problem. I was looking for some traffic because I've been through New Orleans several times. I stopped at Slidell, took me a little lunch break, left Slidell, and kept right on rolling.
Yeah, somebody said. I think somebody said. Jay Bland said Keith had the slowest Goldwing in the in the world. Craig. Hey man, I'm gonna let y'all let y'all handle that one, man. I ain't gonna get involved in that one, man. Hey, so you got anything to say on that, bro?
Jay know the deal. I done drove
Okay,
him before.
Jay Bland know the
Yeah,
deal.
all of them know the deal.
Hey, I think Big Shot. I think he got Vance and Hines on his Goldwing, don't he? He got
Yeah, he
something
got
on
it.
that Goldwing that's
Yeah, he
going
got it.
loud.
Yeah, it sound all loud.
Yeah, he tried to show off when he came through it last year, man. Whatever. Hey, bro, if you wanted to sound like a Harley, get a Harley, man. Stop playing. But anyway, so going through New Orleans, no problems. Any problems on the bridge? Anything at all? Like going through, from Lake Pontchartrain and pushing it on to, I want to say, was that Lafayette? Is the next major
Yeah,
town going from there?
I mean, it was nice. With Baton Rouge, and I had a little overcast. It was cool. It was really nice, man. I didn't have no problem.
Man, I tell you what, either your ride was the easiest ride, or Mother Nature was just too nice to you.
Mother Nature
Way
was
too
nice.
nice to you. Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you now, for people that are coming behind, pocket change. Don't think you're gonna get the same weather. Cause it can be really, really nice one week and it can be ugly as all get up the next week. So don't
Right.
be counting on that. Cause he got real lucky on this. He got real fortunate on this one. So we push on, we get into Texas, anything around Beaumont area, anything about Houston that we need to discuss and talk about.
Beaumont, Baytown. And when I got in Beaumont or Baytown, the police in Texas use Goldwing. So I'm running about 85, 90, and this Goldwing comes off an exit. And I look up and it's the police. Identical bike.
Mm.
So I fall back a little bit, and he's cranking. And I lock right on him. And we ride for about 20 miles. And he was running every bit 90, 95. And I was sitting about 6 or 8 bikes behind him. And when he took the exit, he gave me the deuces, and I kept right on rolling. I had no problem.
Hey, if he'd have slowed down and said, you were speeding. I ain't know, officer. I thought I was moving with the flow of traffic with you.
When I got to Houston, I thought about you, right? Because you always talk about how disrespectful Houston is. And
Yeah.
I was looking for it. I said, man,
Right.
I was always talk about how disrespectful Houston is. And
Bro,
I've
it
been
is.
disrespected in Houston before
Yeah, bro.
on a
Houston is
bike.
disrespectful. That traffic
But you
is
know what?
disrespectful. Yeah.
Man, they were respectful that day.
Yeah. What time of day did you get through Houston?
It was right after rush hour. Come in after rush hour a little bit. It slowed
Yeah.
down a little bit,
Yeah.
but I never had to stop. And
Bro.
I ran up against two brothers on Harleys from Kings of the South.
Mm-hmm.
They rolled up on me, and we slowed up a little bit.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
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 And
Yeah. The Richmond boys, the King of the South Richmond chapter.
right.
Yeah.
It was two of them.
Yeah.
And we rode with each other for a minute. And when the traffic cleared up,
Mm-hmm.
I stayed behind them for a while, but seeing to me them Kings wasn't getting up in them 3 digits like I was getting up in there. So I had to get them the deuces and walk away from them.
Keep it pushing out.
Yeah.
Hey, them Goldwing riders, they swear they want to be trying to show out. They get on my nerves, man. That's what's up. Hey, so I just want for everybody to know out there. Now, there are pockets that you can hit Houston, and you can probably move pretty smoothly with the flow of traffic. But if you leave in Jacksonville, Florida, on a weekday, and you leave in Jacksonville between, say, 3 and 5 a.m., if you ain't careful, you're going to hit that rush hour traffic, and it's going to slow you down. It's going to slow you down a lot. So those are things, especially for my riders that are getting ready to roll out, because I do have a few that'll be getting out the gate this week. Those are things that you want to take a look at. It's your window. Mobile's relatively smooth. New Orleans ain't bad. I've heard people talk about New Orleans, but to me, New Orleans is really nice. It's no big deal at all. But Houston, if you miss the window, or better yet, if you catch that rush hour window, in the evening, man, it could be pretty rough. And I'm just telling you now, I'm keeping it facts with you because it's starting to get warm. You will be sitting out in that hot sun, man,
Right.
forever down there. And ain't no splitting lanes in Texas. They ain't having that.
But
So
there's an
just
HOV lane though.
well, there's an HOV lane, but
Right.
still, even the HOV lane can get
Right.
kind of rough up in there. So I just want to throw that out to people. So each your own. And at the end of the day, man, hey, don't take my advice for it. You can learn today. So just understand that those are things that are issues with car accidents and those type of things because it's a major city. So we
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's segue. So we move on the other side of Houston.
But-
So
yeah, because I had a plan. If Houston was bad, I got family in Houston. And I told them, if the traffic is bad, I'm going to stop and spend the night in Houston. If not, I'll catch y'all on the way back. And the traffic was good, so I kept right on going. And I made it about an hour outside of Houston to a town called Columbus, Texas.
Columbus, Texas.
Yep, right. I'm a IHG member, so I try to do all Holiday Inn Express for my points and everything. So I put in the Holiday Inn Express, and on the way to the Holiday Inn Express, I saw La Quinta that was like brand new. So I went there and I stayed the night there.
I never even heard it. What's the name of that town again?
Columbus.
I never even heard of Columbus, Texas. That must be a real small
It's on the
town.
other side of Sally. It's on the other side of Houston. You got Sally, Texas, and you got Columbus.
Is it really close to Houston? Really close? Like a
It's
suburb?
about 70, 80 miles, I guess. It's about an hour or so from Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, had a nice restaurant, everything was secure. It wasn't a bad area. It wasn't really a big exit, but it had about 4 hotels, 2 gas stations, auto house, all that stuff.
Sounds good. So if I'm taking off this time of year and I'm running, say, from Florida to where you're at in Texas on the other side of Houston, how does gas look? Relatively decently priced, no crazy stuff that you have to worry about. How does hotel costs look? What do we be looking at about spending money on hotels?
The gas was pretty good, and then the hotels were elevated. Because I'm cheap Charlie. That's why they call me pocket change. But I couldn't go cheap. I couldn't go cheap on this one.
Yeah.
So the hotels they were anywhere from between $150 and $200.
Okay. But my avenue, I'm a little bougie on the hotels.
Yeah, you like Jay
that.
Bland.
Yeah,
Jay Bland.
I like Jay Bland. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, when Jay Bland them came through here to Jacksonville, man, they had a nice setup, man. I'm too old to be stand. I can't do that, bro. But anyway, for everybody who's listening in right now on Facebook, in about 30 seconds, I'm gonna kill the Facebook stream. I'm asking you guys humbly to come over to Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube page. Just a little bit better quality over there. So I'm gonna move everything over to YouTube, and from here on out, this is the way that we're gonna probably more likely be running a podcast. The first 30 minutes we'll have dual streaming, and then the last 30 minutes we'll move everything over to YouTube. So if you hadn't done it already, go ahead and open up another tab. Please come over to Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube channel, and when you get on, man, hit us with a subscription or hit us with a sub, and also shoot a like, man. Let us know that you're on, and let's keep the algorithm going. So. Anyway, so now we done made pocket change, spent a lot of money. He had a decent hotel, and now he's getting up. So the next morning, I think I lost him. I got you back. You with me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So he get up the next morning. What time do you get out, and what's the next leg looking like?
I get out that next morning about 7 because in my mind I wanted to get out early, but then on the other set I said, well, I'm not gonna rush. I'm gonna take my time. Because I took off 12 days, so I said, I'm gonna take my time. So I got out about 7, I guess 7:30, because I shot a video. I left Columbus, Texas, and that next stretch I made it to Deming, New Mexico.
Okay, Deming, New Mexico. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a pretty long stretch.
Yeah, I was planning on stopping in El Paso because I got an old trendsetter that lives in El Paso. But when I called him, said he wasn't home, he was out of town. So I just kept right on pushing. And I heard him talking about Lordsburg. I was going to go to Lordsburg, but when I called the Holiday Inn there, the hot water heater was broke, and they didn't know how long it would be to get it fixed. And
That's a problem.
so I just started the trip, and I stopped in Demi.
Yeah, that's a problem there. So since you brought it up, did we lose you? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, I got you.
Okay, since you brought it up, I'm trying to think about that. So, because obviously your ride is smooth, man. So you must have been really prepared for everything that you had to deal with.
Yeah.
On the Goldwing, going back to that area, in the area that I affectionately call the Gauntlet, when you're moving west of Bernie, west of San Antonio, all the way up until basically El Paso, you're on the Goldwing. It's a late model Goldwing. How were you looking with gas, and how did you manipulate your gas stops back that way?
Well, like I said, I looked at the videos, and I traveled that area before, so I knew that I was going to get gas whenever I stopped. So some range I went 175. Some range I would get 100 miles. If I had to stop to use the restroom, I don't care if I just stopped 50 miles ago. I still put gas. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So regardless, if I only put in a half a gallon, I'm always put in gas if I stop.
Yeah.
If I take an exit.
Let me ask you this, and this is something that I'm changing now. I'm changing on the news and notes, and I'm changing this on a podcast as well, because over the last couple of weeks, man, I've either seen them run out of gas or come close to running out of gas, and I'm starting to just get to the point where, look, if you're on a big motor, Harley Davidson, or some type of big motor modified on, whether it's Goldwing is a V6 motor, isn't it?
Yes, it's a six. It's a boxer engine.
Okay. I'm suggesting that guys just carry a gallon of gas back there. Unlike what Pocket Change did, which was smart. Anytime you stop, man, just get that gas. Anything, get gas station, use it. But if you're one of those guys, you don't want to stop frequently back there, bring you a gallon. Because even with the GPS that shows you where gas is and those type of things, you just don't know. Some of those gas stations are closing up frequently back there. And
Right.
they're open this month, and then they're closed next month, unless it's a major gas station. So it's not even worth the chancing, unless you're going to be stopping multiple times and you're not going to allow yourself to get under 3/4 of a tank. It's too risky. You run out of gas back there, especially now that we're starting to get into the summer months. And it's going to get hot because that's Southern Texas. You could be stranded back there for several hours waiting to try to get gas brought to you. So some things ain't worth even trying unless you're going to be so locked in like Pocket Change to make sure that you're getting gas frequently back there. How do you feel about that, brother?
Yeah, I feel you on that. No harm intended, but like Kodak's wife, I heard her post interview, and she said she liked to ride tank to tank.
Yeah.
And I understand what she was saying because of her disabilities. But back there is not a place to ride tank to tank.
No, sir. They deviated a little bit from the plan back then, and bless her heart, Coco did her thing, man. Shout out to Coco.
Right.
But I told Coco last night on the podcast, I said, you had a little bit of the cheat card. Your husband have been back there 50, 11 times. So he wasn't going to let nothing happen back there. He was a duty expert back then. So for the ones that don't have a little cheat card, you better do it the other way. Yeah, you better do it the way Pocket Change said, or baby, it's going to be a long day, player.
Especially if you're running the numbers. If you're out there running 85, 95, it's going to burn right through it.
Yeah, because the speed limit back there is 80 miles an hour.
Right.
And so that means on a motorcycle, you got to do at least 90. Because motorcycles can't do the speed limit. So whatever the speed limit is, motorcycles going to do 10 to 15 miles faster because that's just what we do. That's just what we do. So we get through there. Like you say, any problems with construction back there? Any problems with any type of thing that you'd have to kind of report to us about?
I don't think I remember looking for here there, potholes, a few potholes here there, but like I said, man, I was blessed. I breezed right on through there.
Man, you're starting to get on my nerves, man. Your ride way too smooth. Hey, it's way too smooth, man. You making this thing look way too easy, but bless you, man. That means that you were prepared and you were ready to go, man. So, hey, no knock on that. So get ready so you don't, well, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Be prepared, or what my man John Wooden said, failure to prepare is the same as preparing to fail. So
That's right.
don't go down that road. So we push on. So we push through El Paso. Now I know you saw some construction in El Paso.
I didn't get no construction, but I got a little
On
bit
the
of
western
traffic.
side, on the western side, there was no construction.
No, it wasn't. It was the evening, and I did come to a stop a couple of times, and I was on the phone with my partner, and he was trying to tell me how to get around it, but I said, "Bro, I can't leave the team. I
You
got
can't
to
get
stay on
around
the
it.
team." You
Yeah.
know,
Because I know at a certain time of night, and shout out to Big Win. That's my brother, Buffalo Soldiers, El Paso. And oh, by the way, he's running for mayor of El Paso, man. Hey, man, we got to do this for Big Win real quick.
hey, Charles, speaking of Buffalo Soldiers, man, I met
Yeah.
one of them guys out of Houston named Cowboy. He's a sergeant of arms.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
dude, man. He offered me his home for a night to stay and everything, man. But
That's
it
what's
just didn't
up.
work out right. Good
Yeah.
brother, good brother.
Awesome stuff. And that's what that I-10 to the end family do, man. We take care of ours, man. That 10, I got some I-10 bullies out there, man, that live along that corridor, and they ain't playing no games. You ain't gonna worry about a place to stay. You ain't gonna worry about a meal to eat. You ain't gonna worry about a tank of gas, and you damn sure don't have to worry about breaking down because they got your back, man. So shout out to my
Right.
family on the 10. So again, I'm gonna just say this because I think the way Big Win explained to me about El Paso, about the western side, not on the eastern side, but the western side, they do shut that thing down at a certain time, and it becomes one lane because they're doing a whole lot of highway expansion area up there.
Mhm.
It ain't that serious unless you're going through El Paso doing rush hour traffic. Then you can say it gets a little rough up in there. But early mornings, late at night, I think they open things back up a little bit. But I think when I buzzed through that time of morning, it was right before they were starting to close things and go to one lane. So it wasn't too bad for me, but I know depends on what time of day it can be.
Yeah,
I
I had
don't.
a little stop and go. And I think I put my feet on the ground like twice. I came to a complete stop like twice, but it didn't
Okay.
last long.
Okay, that's what's up. So we push on. You didn't make Lordsburg. You
I
did you
stopped
make
in Denver.
you stopped in Deming.
Yeah, I
Okay.
stopped in Denver.
Okay. So cool. So what time of evening was this when you stopped?
I guess it was about 8. It was dark.
hmm
It was like 8 or 9 on that
Okay.
side.
Okay.
And
Cool.
stopped in Denver, got me a room,
hmm
and got something to eat. Chill.
How did the weather start looking this time of year for you as you moved into New Mexico? Was everything still mild?
Everything was mild, but I'm gonna use your word for the next morning,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey
bruh.
man, I got 6 tours to the desert out there. But
Yes,
boy,
sir.
I got up that morning. I said, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here about 5.
hmm
Man, I jumped out that door at 5 o'clock. That hawk smacked me in the face.
Yeah, man.
I
Hey,
checked my
man.
phone. It was 37 degrees. I said, I
Hey,
ain't
man.
going out there.
Yeah, it was no joke, man. When I whipped through, I think eventually when I got up to Lordsburg, it was kicking at 29 degrees.
Yeah,
It was 29 degrees, man. It was giving me every bit of 29 too. You on that bike and I'm the kind of guy when if I'm cold, I'm going faster.
right.
I ain't slowing down. I'm going faster. So I'm sure I was getting every bit of 21 degrees out there, and it was doing its thing. So you leave Deming about, you say about 5:30 a.m. and then you start
No, I
getting up.
changed my mind. I didn't leave till about 7, 8.
Oh, you say you're gonna have to see some sun before you
Yeah,
look your
man.
way out the door, huh?
Yeah, because on the video I said the sun is up, but it's still cold out here.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
That desert is something else. It's starting to warm up now. So most of my riders who are getting ready to get out of the gate in May, you're not gonna have those problems. You're still gonna get wind. You're gonna get a lot of wind. The dust devils and those type of things as you're going through. Again, once you start getting into Western Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, it's going to be some disrespectful wind that you're going to deal with, but the cold is going to the cold will be small pockets as you get into the higher elevation. Am I correct?
Right, right.
Yeah, shouldn't be no major issues, but it's
Now,
going to be hot. It's
hey,
going to be hot.
like all the videos said, I layer it. I have my clothes layered. I listen to all your stories, and I listen to all the guys that been out there like Kodak and Reef. And what's the guy named that wear the brown gloves? They always wear the
Uh,
hair.
K
Is that
Solo.
Solo?
Yeah, K Solo.
Yeah, I listen to
Yeah.
all the guys and everything. Because,
Yeah.
even though I've been out there before, you're never too old to learn. So
Never.
you know what I mean? So
Or if you don't want to learn, you will learn.
that's right.
Yeah, you
You know
will
what I
learn.
mean?
Yeah, you
So
will
I
learn.
layered up, and as I went along, I just stopped and took something off, and kept right on rolling.
That's what's up. So because you went through mild weather and everything was good to go, did you have problems with, maybe not problems, but how did you keep your hydration going? What was your meal plan as you were on the road? Do you snack while you ride, or you wait till the end of the day and eat a good meal? How do you do that?
Well, you see, I'm a pescatarian. I don't eat meat,
Okay.
so I only eat seafood. And
Okay.
I had a cooler behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and in my cooler, I carry those Nature Trail
Mm-hmm.
nuts and raisins, and I had water. I went to Sam's Club and bought the little small bottles of water,
Okay.
and then I stopped at a gas station. I bought another little 6-pack or 12-pack of water, and
Bet.
I would stick them in my saddle bag, and I just kept it in my cooler. So I've done that every time I go to California. I always take a cooler with me. You know
Good
what I mean?
deal.
Because and I had bought some of that I had heard people talk about electrolytes, stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
big
Yeah, I
time.
bought some of
Yeah.
that, and I had
So
Gatorade.
the little packets. Okay.
Right,
Okay.
so that was good, and I had started drinking water. I try to drink water a lot anyway,
Mm-hmm.
but I started like 3 days prior to me leaving. I
Mm-hmm.
started drinking more and more water, more and more water. But you can't wait till the day you leave to start. You should
No
start
sir. No
with your
sir. You
body
should.
ready
Yeah.
before you
You
go.
should. Yeah. You should start several days in advance.
Right,
And I'm here to tell you, not only that, man. If you should drink a lot of water, period, no matter what
right,
age you
right.
are. But for us 50 plus guys,
Oh yeah,
and there's a lot of us on this
oh yeah.
YouTube channel, we should be drinking water consistently 24 hours a day. If you're awake, you should be drinking water. I'm
Right.
just say this for us as we start to get in age, man. It has a lot of positive effects on your body. It does. I'm just gonna leave it like that, you know. And when you're on a motorcycle, man, it needs to double down to even be even better because it keeps you. I'm gonna say is close to 100% effective as possible as it can. So between water, adult Pedialyte, leave them Gatorades alone. Leave all that other foolishness alone, man. It ain't gonna do you no good, man. It's gonna hurt you out there on that highway. Is that fair, pocket change?
Oh yeah, yeah. Water is
Yeah.
the best thing.
Water's the best thing, man. It does the body good. So obviously we got a good plan as far as our health. We eating good. We don't fool around with a bunch of greasy hamburgers at
No,
the gas station. We ain't gonna do no gas station chicken. We doing seafood. We doing nuts. We doing water. So obviously we're probably doing exactly what we need to be doing. So now at this point we push from Deming to where? What's the next destination?
well, I'd already said. I told all the guys I didn't want to take my picture at night. I wanted to take my picture in the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you passed each other, and shortly after we passed, you called me, and you had
Was
told
that
me that
was that
that
in
you had stayed
Phoenix?
in.
Oh, that's
No, we were in Cali.
okay.
You were on your way to Phoenix, and I was meeting all the guys coming out of the Bay Area, coming
Was I
from
coming?
Cali.
Was I coming back to Phoenix? Was I
Yeah,
in?
you were coming back to
So
Phoenix,
I was probably when I talked to you. I was probably in Palmdale, no, Cathedral, California.
right?
I
Because
might have
you
been.
told me where you stayed at in
Yeah.
Palm, Palm Springs.
Well, it was outside of Palmdale, but it
Palmdale.
was in
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Cathedral, California. Yeah, it was just barely outside of it.
And when me and you
Yeah.
talked, I told you that I would shut it down early and I would get up the next
Yeah.
morning and go to the pier and take my picture during the daytime.
Right. Right.
But after I
Okay.
talked to you, I looked at all that daylight and I said, man, I'm a soldier. I can't leave all this. I can't leave all that time on the table. So I
Yeah.
said, you know what? This is going to be over with tonight. I'm going to Santa Monica tonight. And that's what I done.
Yeah, because as you were saying, you like, I was taking my picture. I'm like, I thought you took your picture in the evening time because I'm looking at it right now on the screen.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
like, hey,
But I
sometimes my
didn't want
memory
to.
escaped me.
I wanted to take it in the daytime because I
Yeah.
said everybody take their picture at night. I don't want to take my picture in the daytime.
Daytime, yeah.
Yeah,
But you did it right. It was a nice evening. It was a nice,
yeah.
beautiful blue sky behind you. So you did your thing, man. So when you were going through Cali, when you cracking Cali state line, it's really not that big of a deal. You still feel like you're in Arizona. But
Right.
as you were moving into IE or Inland Empire, for those who are not familiar with that area, going through San Bernardino and those places like that, getting into LA, were you doing a lot of splitting lanes, or how did you do that on a Goldwing?
Well, I forgot about splitting lanes. Traffic got a little standstill, and then a couple of local guys came by me. And I said, "Oh shoot!" So I pulled in my daggone highway pegs, put on my flashes by me being quiet, and every time if one of them guys came by me, I would just lock in behind them, and they were on the sport bikes and ridden, and I was behind them, shooting my horn, pump, 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 pump. And like I've done it before. I've done it with Breed. That was my first introduction to it, coming from the top through San Francisco, coming down through Oakland. And man, people out there, for the most part, they'll let you know. I heard some people say they don't get over. Well, I'm gonna
Most
say
of them.
90% of the people get over.
I agree. 90% know the mission.
Yeah,
They understand
yeah,
the assignment. It's that
hmm
10%. It's that 10% that
yeah. And
Mhm.
sometimes you can chalk that up as they may not be paying attention.
Yeah. It could be, and it could
Yeah,
be ignorance too. It could be
yeah,
ignorance. They
yeah.
might not know or really care enough to even know the law when it
But
comes to motorcycles.
I didn't even know you could split in Arizona
Yes,
until after I
Arizona.
got to Cali. I heard you talking about
Yeah,
it.
Arizona just started that. So now you can split lanes in Arizona. I mean, it's cool, but Arizona, to be honest, really, there's not a traffic issue except maybe going through Phoenix. Tucson is pretty easy. It's
Yeah,
not all that big of a deal. And
right.
then between Tucson and Phoenix, ain't nothing out there anyway, except a
No,
bunch of tractor trailers. So it's not really that big of a deal to me, unless you're in Phoenix.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
So because I was supposed to go through the pier and I had talked to Slick and I was going to come back to Soul Brothers, but then I got to thinking, I said, because I was going to Vegas because I had to grab Nevada. So I was going to go to Vegas, then I was going to leave and come back to Phoenix. And I talked to Slick. And he was like, "Come on, bro, we got plenty of room. You ain't got to worry about nothing." I got to thinking, I said, man, if I get over there and get to drinking and get to partying, I like,
Yeah.
now, bro, I don't think I'm going to make it.
Hey man, hey, know where you're at and know what your limitations are, player.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah, that's all good. So splitting lanes, we took it upon ourselves to follow them sport bikes, them young whippersnappers, and you did as they did, going through the lanes. Am I correct?
Right, right.
Okay. And thank you for pulling in the highway pegs, man, because that could be catastrophic.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes they give you just small windows, man, to break that traffic. But I'm gonna tell you this, man, for all my riders that are getting ready to make this ride who have not made that ride, splitting lanes in Cali is essential. It's essential. I'm
right.
telling you, for a motorcycle, you can't afford to be putting your feet on the ground in LA traffic. You cannot afford to do it, man. You're not gonna make it. I'm gonna say you're gonna wear yourself out. You're gonna possibly get yourself the possibility of getting hit. You need to keep that motorcycle moving. You need to keep those wheels turning as much as you really possibly can when you're talking about the LA traffic, because it's just too thick to be out there putting your foot on the ground, man. You'll have carpal tunnel on your clutch hand trying to deal with all that foolishness out there. So if you don't know how to split lanes and you're going out that way, a cool thing to practice, man, maybe if you get a chance to parking lot, maybe use a cone or two and try to go between some cones if you got that. If you don't, maybe use a area where you can kind of ride a white line to kind of get you in the habit of being able to keep your motorcycle straight and be able to move at a nominal speed. Other than that, maybe a closed course, but some type of practicing where you can go gas, clutch, brake at
Right.
not a fast speed, and also be able to do it at a fast speed.
There you go.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because some of those guys were
Okay.
breathing through there, man. They were
Yeah,
breathing
yeah.
through there.
Yeah, well, they were raised doing that, man. So
Yeah, yeah.
they'll whip through there like it's nobody's business.
And,
Yeah,
and and like everyone has said, in my mindset, I was like, I'm not in that big of a hurry.
right,
And my goal is to get back home. So if I have to sit in traffic for a few moments, I will. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't a 100% splitter. You know, I split it when I felt it was necessary, and that was sometimes I crept along with the traffic. You know, because I
Okay.
didn't because like my main goal was to get back safe.
That part. You ain't completing the mission until you'd have made it back to the crib. That
Right.
now the mission is officially completed. So let's take this, man. Let's take this pocket change. We're gonna take it into home. And on this segment, can you give me your takeaways, the good, the bad, the ugly, that you want us to know about this 5,500 plus mile ride of yours?
Well, I'm gonna bring this in there. I know I told you about it. I haven't said much to people about it, but I was 6 miles from the pier, and some joker in a van decided he liked Goldwings better than I did, and he tapped me in the butt. So we got that taken care of, and we wasted a little bit of time on side of the road,
Yeah, I
taking
remember
care of
that.
all of that. And glory be to God, you know, I made it. I made it down to the pier that night. But instead of me going up top, I went to the bottom, and I was on the phone with Big Shot, and he was telling me, "Man, you got to go up top. You got to go up top." You know what I mean? So I took off all my stuff and everything, and got straight, went up the top, and took my picture,
Yeah.
and I just felt, man, you know one thing? I felt so good that I had completed it. There's something about this I-10 thing, even to guys that have been doing a lot of riding. And I've been, if you see the picture I put on, I mean, I got 42, 43 states knocked down. You know,
Right.
I done been all up and down the coast, all the four corners. And I'm like, but when I done that, man, when I got to that pier, I felt good, man. I felt
Nice.
good.
Nice. Man, you know what? You know what? Just to me, just accomplishing goals, man, now on
Right, there you
motorcycles,
go.
man, is the most intoxicating thing. You know, it's whether or not you've done it 4, 5, 10 times. It's just you did it.
Right, and
And
not
then,
to my own
yeah,
horn stories, but like I said,
yeah,
I got it by listening to Sales.
that's
And
what's
then
up.
I passed it on to Jay, Shot, and all them guys, and
Yeah,
they done it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's like you say, each one teach one. I heard somebody talk about it, and they told me, and then I told somebody. You know
It's
what I
the
mean?
social experiment, man. That's what I
Right,
keep.
right,
It's what do I know and what can I share with other people?
right. And then like Slick
Yeah,
them done it, Easy done it. You know,
yeah.
all them guys from Soldiers United done it. You know,
That's what's up.
Florida done it. You know, so it was like catching on.
I
Right.
love it, man. I love
Yeah.
it. And let me just say this, brother. Thank you for caring enough to share your ride with us, man, because you didn't have to. What you're giving is giving us something of you, a piece of you in real time. And that's the
Right.
essence of the social experiment. And that's what makes it so beautiful is that we're
Right.
willing to share our ride with others to hopefully one day to inspire that person to say, hey, you know what? I'm sitting in the chair and I'm watching Pocket Change right now. Man, I think I can do that too. And he's showing me how it's done. He's showing me how to do that. And now I
And,
get up and I
and
do it
I
and I
had
show
been
it to
with a
somebody
crowd.
else.
You know, I had been with a group because I went with Czar and all them guys in Cali, Seattle. Then I went with my group. And for this one, I just said, you know one thing? I'm going to go by myself.
Yeah.
Like I got an 86-year-old, 87-year-old uncle. And man, he called me every day. He was like, I'm so worried about you out there on that bike all by yourself. I said, Uncle, I'm cool. I got my
That's right.
buddy with me, you know. And I'm in a biking world, and,
Yeah.
you know, bikers are like truckers. You know, we may talk junk to each other, but we're going to
Right.
look out for one another.
For sure. Show you right.
Yeah.
Show you right.
And I mean, we're gonna join the Harley and the Goldwing. But you know, when it come down to it, a Goldwing will help a Harley, and a Harley will help a Goldwing.
That part. But
Right.
but I'm gonna just say this: the only one on a Goldwing I'm gonna talk mess to is Big Shot. Hey, I'm playing, man. Big Shot, my dog. But Big Shot, you gonna get my pettiness. I'm gonna tell you that now. But it's all good, brother. Like I said, man, I know we could talk for hours and hours on end, but I appreciate your time today. I appreciate you taking part in the social experiment, brother. And let's do this, man, before we shut this down. Any final words you want to leave us with before we kill it for the day?
Hey, Sarge, I would like to thank everyone that called me, checked on me. Like I said, my boy Cognac, Jay Bland, and Big Shot, they had me on the 360. My family was calling. Like I said, my uncle, he was calling. I like to thank all the cash out, all the cats from other clubs in Hinesville. A couple of them cats called me, shot me some cash out, bought me a cup of coffee, bought me a tank of gas. But speaking on the gas, I did miss this, and everybody said that when you get out west, you know, the Goldwing, like we run 87 octane.
Okay.
We don't have to run 93. But when I got out west, man, I had to put mid-grader. I think California, if you get out there, they don't give you but like 79.
Yeah, that gas is weak as
Man,
molasses, brother.
I got like 130 miles. My tank was empty on. I was like, where the gas going? You know, it must be air or something.
Yeah, that gas is weak out there, man. So I would even suggest this, since you brought it up, that probably stop over to AutoZone or somewhere and get you some octane boost to go
I did
along
one
with your
time.
fuel, man.
I stopped at West State and got some.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what's up, man.
But like I was saying, just thank everybody, man, that helped out. And like I said, I've been watching those three girls, the three amigos, you know.
Triple threat. We'll have them on Wednesday. Yeah.
Hey, what gets me is like I see them out there when they start at Stockton Street. Everybody be all happy and smiling and looking good.
Right,
I said,
right.
yeah, wait till day two. Wait till day two.
Reality starts setting in, and that butt
Yeah,
start
wait
getting
till
hurt.
day
That
two.
butt start hurting in the seat. The back start hurting. The weather start beating up on you. Yeah, and them miles, they just go for days.
You catch a little wind. I caught some wind. I caught a little bit of wind. You know, it had me leaning to the side. But when I came back from Cali one time, I caught wind a lot worse than that. So I was expecting it, you know. For a little sand, little wind. But other than that, it was easy peasy. Like I said, easy peasy.
Awesome, man. Hey, it was easy, man, because you were prepared.
Right.
That's facts. You know, we laugh and we joking, but when you're prepared and you got yourself ready and you got your plan together and you're being precise about your execution of the plan, then you tend to have least to no problems at all. Is that fair?
That's just fair.
So let's say this. Let's do this for pocket change.
Yes, sir.
Rider number 211 successfully.
That's what I was waiting on. I was trying to get that 200. I said, man, when
Wild Child.
Hey, what's the dude name that? What's the dude name that's the 100th guy?
Wolf.
Wolf.
Lone Wolf down in Jacksonville. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Wolf used to be a first sergeant up here at Hunter Army Airfield back in the day, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember his face when I seen him, and then when I came down, I was like, bro, I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
And because I was at Stewart and he was at Hunter. But, you know, he was on sport bikes back then. We used to all ride, you know, see one another here and there. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So you came close, brother, but most importantly, you succeeded.
211, that's a good number, son.
211 is that number. It's your number, brother. It'll be the number with you forever and ever. Amen. All right, my man, pocket change, man. Hey, again, appreciate you, bro. Much love and salute. We'll see you next run. All right, my brother. Take care. All right. Peace.
All right, peace.
Man, shout out again to Pocket Change for being number 211. Have made that ride, man. He is doing his thing successfully, man. So we appreciate him. Let's do this one more time for Pocket Change. All right. Hey, man, I'm going to change gears just for a second. I got some things to say. You know how it is with the Sarge Life and Motorcycling podcast, the Iron Elite podcast. Every once in a while, I have to come off script and I have to talk about the life portion of this thing, man. So today, if you guys will allow me 5 minutes of your time to talk about life. So this is what I'm going to do, man. I'm going to tee it up and I'm going to tell this story. I don't typically tell this story publicly, but I'm going to tell it today because today is a special day, man. The day is a special day to somebody who is so special to me. And this is my little homie. This is for my little homie. She's heard this story a couple times, but I'm going to share this story with you guys if you allow me. I remember once upon a time, it was my last tour coming back from Iraq, from OIF. I was a first sergeant in the Marine Corps. This was 2003. And I found out that I was getting ready to be a father for the second time. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I wasn't all that crazy because my first child was 12 years old, man. So I was like, I'm through with the kids, man. I'm done with all that stuff. I'm good to go. And I thought about it, and after a while, I said, boy, get out of your selfish feelings. God don't make no mistakes, man. He don't. What you getting ready to have is God's gift to you. And then I changed my attitude, and I changed my mindset. And then all of a sudden, April 15, 2004, I have this brand new bundle of joy. And man, I cried like a big old fat baby, man. Cried like a baby. And I bring her home, and I decided 6 months later, hey man, it's time to retire. It's time to hang up the boots, because you got something that needs your time. It needs your undivided attention. So I commenced and did what I had to do on the side of a mountain in 29 Palms, California, prior to getting ready to go back for another tour in Iraq. And I told the fellow officers and staff NCOs, hey, it's time for me. Sergeant's got to go. Everybody laughed and thought it was crazy. But I say, man, it's time for me to go. God touched my heart and said, no, I need you to be here. I don't need you to be over there. Then I started dedicating myself to being a father for this daughter, this brand new baby. And she'll tell you as well as anybody, she was my focus, my single focus for years. The first year, man, I was with her 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would work from home on the laptop, and she'd be in the pack and play on the patio. And that was my little homie, man. That was my little woadie. She was with me all the time. Me and her listening to sports radio. Me and her going for walks in the stroller as they were building brand new houses in our subdivision. When I went to places shopping, she went with me. When I went to sporting events, she went with me. There was pretty much anything I did not do without the little homie Trinell. She was with me each and every time me and that truck took off. She went on, we grew up together, man. We ride motorcycles together, man. We smile together. We go have our Starbucks coffee together. We did everything together. I love Trinell, man. Love some Trinell. She's a pain in my tail, man, but she is so much me. She don't believe that she thinks she can accomplish anything in the world. She ain't taking no excuses about what she can't do. She's strong-minded. She's strong-willed. She's a beautiful spirit. She never runs out of energy. And I truly believe she loves her dad. And I can tell you all this. I truly love her. When I had to finally give in and allow Trinell to go to kindergarten, I remember walking her up to the school, man, and crying. Because I have never really experienced no time away from Trinell up until that point. And we cried and we told each other it's going to be all right. I was so happy, so proud. And she said, Dad, it's going to be okay. We good. And we went on and on and on. And I could share several stories. But I wanted to acknowledge today, if you got kids, man, enjoy each and every day, because those days go by fast. And before you know it, in my case, the little homie Trinell is 20 years old today. She's an adult. She has her own apartment. She has her own life. She's doing her own thing. Even as she's still my baby, she's an adult. She's a grown-up now. So I'm going to say to this, man, to the little homie Trinell, happy birthday, daughter. I love you so much. I wouldn't trade nothing in the world for you. I'm so proud to be your father. I just want you to be the very best that you can be in your life. And I want you to know I tried everything I could to be the best father that I could to you. So with that being said, daughter, I love you. Continue to put God first. Continue to love on your family and your friends, and continue to be the best woman that you can be. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for listening in for a minute and going down the walk down memory lane with me as a father. Again, every once in a while, Sarge has to get off the script. Every once in a while, I have to show myself and everybody else that I'm human, man. And before I'm a motorcycle rider, I'm a father. So I hope you guys love your family as much as I love my family, because without my family, I could not be who I am today. And I couldn't do what I do today. So with that being said, love on your family and keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Iron Elite Podcast with my man Big Sarge, where we always keep it motorcycling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
Hey, Sarge, everybody don't always want to talk about motorcycling. Everybody don't want to always talk about riding. I know. That's why we have the cooking channel.